Yo, welcome back. This is Smokey's Thoughts. This is Smokey. Today we're gonna discuss etymology. So, boys and girls, guys and gals, ladies and gents, let's get into it. The words that you use build the world around you. Or has the world around you been built by the words that we have been trained to use? All I know is etymology to me, the definition is the definition and the origins of the words that we use every day, that we do not understand where they come from. And if you get into it like I've gotten into it, you're going to find some very unique and disturbing patterns, which shows that someone else has been manipulating this from basically almost the start of the creation of words, verbalization. So when I say etymology, I'm talking about, you break a lot of words down, take off the beginning, I guess the prefix, the suffix, and you find some pretty unique patterns, some pretty interesting traits. Like this, basically spells. They're casting spells. Spells are power that comes from your vocalization and your belief. Gotta ask yourself something. Our language, which we call the English language, the King's language, whatever you want to call it, why is it that most words have three definitions? They mean three different things, and the average person doesn't even understand that. It might mean more, it might mean 4 or 5 things. But I'm just going to keep it simple and say, the 3 things it means. It means one thing to scientists. It means another thing to lawmakers or, controllers. And then you got the layman, us on the bottom, the lay. We're all the way at the bottom, and we just believe that we're just yelling out these words, F this, F that. The work week, the weekend, where you're weekend, earning a living. And when you bury someone or cremate them, they're in an urn. Like, we don't understand any of this. There's a book called The Black Laws Dictionary, which most people who call themselves black so readily, so happily, that's what they've been taught from birth to the cradle to the grave. But yet they don't understand that they're basically classifying themselves as dead property. They are not a living being. They are more like a lawn chair to the powers that be. And then when your time comes, they fold you up and send you on your way or dispose of you. Now, why I say this is more like a magic spell is because some of the things we're saying bring energy to us that we're not aware of. Certain energies, lower level energies, negative energies. In other words, that we are barred from ever even learning, that we don't even know exist, are the words of power. The words that, like I said, magic spells could control other people's minds, could control the weather, could basically change vibrations instantly, saying one word. Words are very powerful. You have the power in your tongue, in your words, to change someone's life or to basically end someone's life by just dropping a seed of negativity in your mind. It could be very true, but to the other person, it's a house. You just dropped a house on them like a wicked witch. And that's a whole nother discussion I'll get into at another time about the witch talk and the double talk, the triple speak, when someone is saying something and it seems like they're saying the language that you're used to, but they're actually sending out a whole nother message right in your face, and your subconscious is picking up on that. And then next thing you know, all hell breaks loose, literally, all catastrophe, weird chaos drains on your energy. Speaking of which, I can't believe I'm about to say this because of her affiliation into the organization, but want to give a shout out to Nicki Minaj, like, for speaking up. Someone had to do it. Just happy to see it was a Sagittarius female, because that just further reiterates that people in high places that seems like they gave it all over to the powers that be, to the principalities, actually still do have a piece of their soul and are speaking up. And what they spoke up on, you can go look on YouTube and find out all of the details. And I think that's trending news right now. So you ought to be able to catch where I'm throwing it. But back to the etymology, the origins of these words, where they originated from, what they were originally used for when they were created, versus what we're using them for now. Like the term bad bitch. Sounds great, sounds empowering, till you really think about what bad really means and what bitch really means. These words are not, conducive to a positive outcome for the person throwing that moniker around. Yet we have millions of women throwing that moniker around. And they believe that that is a good thing, a title of, superiority of something, but you're actually putting yourself down even lower, but you believe that you're higher. The words, let's see, forwards, backwards. The word ward, look up what that means, people. When I say something, go and check it out for yourself. Use Google. Google is a very good tool for people that don't like to study or don't have a large library at their disposal. The word library, the place where lies bury the truth. For all these different opinions, all these different autobiographies, all these words to tell you how and where and when to think about something. This is what I mean. Typical words that you say every day have darker, sinister meanings. As for words that you probably don't say every day mysteriously, that are not part of your vocabulary, that could basically free you from a lot of mental bondage, a lot of depression, a lot of things you're going through, but you mysteriously just don't speak these words. All the way back or down to classifications of race, of color, of, privilege, tones. These things all are connected. Now, we got a lot of smart people out here. We got people that can tell you everything about stocks and bonds. But when you ask them about the origin of the word stocks and bonds, the stock was a place where they put you in this little wood, contraption, and would let you basically stand there until you can't stand anymore, and your hands and your head are in this little hole, and you're basically dying in front of everyone with this, inside this little wood contraption, or not little, but around your head and your hands and your arms. That is what the stocks were called. A bond. A bond is basically being bound. It's basically something tying you to something, tying your hands together. And now, this is what people are trying to use to free themselves from, mental and spiritual, physical servitude in this society. Now, all of the people making money off of this system, which is basically getting finances off of possibilities and potentials of companies, of corporations, they don't know anything about, what I just said, the names or what they really mean. So all they'll tell you is the aspect of what they've been taught, the business, how to, survive in the business aspect of it. We've got people out here that know ancient information, but they're not good at speaking and communicating and breaking it down for the, lower level people that don't really have a long attention span and really don't want to hear all of the drawn out jargon. So my little intermediary job is to be like an interpreter, pattern seeker. That's what I'm good at. Seeing dots, connecting dots, and getting to the bigger picture of all this, which always comes back to control. All of these words, all of these contracts, all of these subliminal agreements that they get you to agree to, like the terms and agreements and the services on all of the apps on your phone, all of the words, the fine print that no one wants to really talk about, because when you get down to it, this is how they give soft disclosure, and this is how they get you to acquiesce or to agree to something that you don't understand, hence siphoning your energy and your power and messing with your life, messing with your birthright, which is to have a free life, free to do what you want as long as you don't hurt someone else. You can do and think whatever you want. You can wear your tight pants. You can put on your dresses. You can do what you want as long as you're not hurting someone else. So, back to the triple talk, the double talk. As something most descendants of slavery in this country and in other countries will never know about, which is levels of communication. We got the witch talk. Then there's also something in law called legalese. Legalese is the true speak of law. Law, for me, I see law, the anagram for law is LAW. I see it as lying and winning. That's all it was created for. That's all it does. The system is not about justice. It's not about right and wrong. It's about keeping certain people in power and using the power of other people that don't understand what's going on. There's a statement in law that says ignorance of the law is no excuse, which means they know that most of the people they are using and abusing with these words and tactics are ignorant to the fact that that's what's going on. So they call it an excuse when they know they're the ones that put you in this situation. So once again, whatever I'm saying, you say, I've never heard about that before, or that sounds interesting, Google it. And even Google is suspect. Google is compromised. It's not for us. But some things, if you're smart enough to look up, you can find it out. And this legalese thing, it goes deep, just like the Black Laws Dictionary. These things show you that you were never, ever meant to know any of this. If they had it their way, which they do with most cases, you are numb, you are dumb, and you are basically soulless, because you are walking around not connected to your spirit, not connected to your soul. So if you're not connected to your soul and your spirit, you're not connected to intuition, which is a deeper, higher connecting, letting you know something's afoot here, something's up. So, like I said, these words, man, break them down. When you break them down, you start seeing a lot of weird connections, like the pros and the cons. The word proclaim, the word contract. If you just break it down and see what's going on, why is this in the beginning of a word? Why is this at the end of a word? You'll see what I'm speaking of. Etymology, to me, is the first key to unlocking the mental prison that you're stuck in. Because without that, you can read all the Bibles and the Qurans and the Kabbalahs and all of the stuff you want. You're not going to understand what's being said, what's being processed. You're going to feel some kind of way, spirits, Holy Ghost. You're going to feel tingly. You're going to have self-righteous feeling like you are up on something someone else is. And the whole time you're like 10 laps behind. These people are running laps around you like Captain America. But that is my video or my recording on etymology. Please Google and check out words that are interesting to you that you heard that I spoke of. I'm about to come back with another recording, a lot more recordings, because this full moon energy has hit me something strong. So a lot of uploads, a lot of weird, strange dreams, a lot of weird happenings. So like, share, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your time. This is Smokey. This was Smokey's thoughts on etymology. And yeah, peace.